Hi, this is Mrs. Allen, and in this video we will be going over angle measure. Example 1, angles and their parts. Name all angles that have B as a vertex. So the first thing we want to do is look in our picture and find point B. So here's point B, and we want to name all the angles that have B as their vertex. Okay, so the first one could be angle 1 has B as its vertex. Another one could be angle 3 has B as its vertex. Angle CBD, B has to be in the center when naming that angle because B is the vertex. Angle DBE and angle ABD. Now, if you wanted to rename those last three, you could just switch the letters as long as you left B in the center for the vertex. CBD could be called angle DBC, and so on. Okay, another example, name the sides of angle 2. So we would first want to locate angle 2 in our picture, and then we want to name the sides. Remember that the sides of an angle are rays. So the first one would be ray CB, and the second one would be ray CD. And you want to start off with C because it's the vertex of the angle. Okay, another example here. Write another name for angle BCD. So the first thing we want to do is find our angle BCD, BCD, and we want to name it differently. So we could call it angle 2, or angle ECD, or angle DCE, or angle DCB. Let's move on to example 2, measure and classifying angles. So we want to measure each angle named and classify it as either a right, acute, or obtuse. Remember, a right angle measures 90 degrees, an acute angle measures less than 90 degrees, and an obtuse angle measures more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. Okay, so let's find angle ABC. So here's angle ABC. So what I want to do is measure it with my protractor and then classify it as either right, acute, or obtuse. So I'm going to take my protractor and line it up, and I can see that it is about 40 degrees. And if it's 40 degrees, we're going to name that as an acute angle because it's less than 90. Okay, so let's look at angle ABD. So we want to find it in our picture first, and angle ABD is right here. And then I'm going to get my protractor and measure it. So we can see here that it is 90 degrees. And if it's 90 degrees, we know we're going to classify that angle as a right angle. Okay, our final example. Use algebra to find angle measures. So this is a gardening example. A trellis is often used to provide a frame for vining plants. Some of the angles formed by the slats of the trellis are congruent angles. In the figure, angle ABD is congruent to angle FHG. If the measure of angle ABD equals 3x plus 6, and the measure of angle FHG equals x plus 26, find the actual measurement of angle ABD and angle FHG. So the first thing I want to do is locate these angles in my picture, and I know that they are congruent, so I can go ahead and mark the angles with our congruent symbols. And I know that if angles are congruent, they are also equal, so I can set up an equation of 3x plus 6 equals x plus 26. So to solve, I would want to subtract x from both sides, leaving me with 2x plus 6 equals 26. Then I would want to subtract 6 from both sides, leaving me with 2x equals 20. And to get the 2 off of the x, because it's 2 times x, so I would want to divide by 2 on both sides, leaving me with x equals 10. And I'm not finished yet because they don't want to know what x is, they want to know what the measurements of angle ABD and FHGR. Now, since they are congruent, I don't need to plug it into both. I just need to plug it into one and know that they are both the same measure. So I could plug this back into the x plus 26, and 10 plus 26 would give me 36 degrees. So both angles ABD and angle FHG are both 36 degrees. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you better understand angle measure.